sing eternal hallelujahs to Jesus Christ the King, the hope of all who seek him, the help of all who find. That other is so loving, so good and kind. He lives, Christ Jesus lives today. He walks with me and talks with me along life's narrow way. He lives in salvation to impart. You ask me how I know he lives. He lives within my heart.
452. 27. I'm in the way, the bright and shining way. I'm in the glory land way. Telling the world that Jesus saves today. Yes, I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. Heaven is nearer and the way groweth clearer, for I'm in the glory land way. Listen to the call, the gospel call today. Get in the glory land way. Wanderers from all, oh, hasten to obey, for I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. Heaven is nearer and the way groweth clearer, for I'm in the glory land way. Onward I go, rejoicing in His love. I'm in the glory land way. Soon I shall see Him in that home above. Oh, I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. Heaven is nearer and the way groweth clearer, for I'm in the glory land way. This time, if you stand, please, for our prayer. Happy am I. 818. I trust in my Redeemer, and I go singing on my way. So happy am I. So happy am I. Ever I know that He is with me, keeping my soul from day to day. So happy am I. Yes, happy am I. Happy am I with my Redeemer, singing along the homeward way, and telling the Lord of His grace and also His great mercy. Happy am I, I'm always happy, keeping me from yes, day by day. I'm happy along, yes, I'm happy along the way, along the journey. Singing, I sing along the journey, helping the lost to know His love. So happy am I. Yes, happy am I. Hoping to meet Him in the morning in that sweet happy home above. So happy am I. be spotless day by day, but happy along
Yes,
the road.
I'm happy along the way along the journey.
Please be seated. Psalm invitation be number 587. 587. Psalm will say, now have a Christmas.
Scripture reading today is from anywhere you want it to be, as long as it's chapter 5, 6 through 8. It's Matthew 5, verses 6 through 8. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God.
Well, I've already said good morning to everybody, so I'll say it again. Good morning. Good to see everybody here. We're working on the Beatitudes in the Gospel of Matthew. If I can stop messing things up, we'll get busy in. I keep a lot of memorabilia in my Bible. I wrote to do that, but the stuff I like to look at. When I brought it all from town. So we talked about three of the Beatitudes last week, and actually that last part in the first book. We talked about three of them, blessed, poor, and spirit. Blessed are they which mourn, blessed are the meek, they compare miracles. So we're going to go through the next three, and that leaves with the lessons of endurance for next week. And so it all kind of runs together, goes together, everyone builds on the other one. And basically what this does is I have up on the board, or up on the screen, is the basic foundation for discipleship. And it sets the kingdom of heaven as different from the kingdoms of men. And so what the values that we operate by are quite different from the values that the world operates by. And that's something that we need to learn, because the values of the world don't work in the church. They're not compatible with the church. The values of the church don't work in the world in general, but they work with getting people out of the world and into the church. And so this is one of the first places where we see a major distinction between the characteristics of discipleship, that's talking about Christians, and Christians opposed to church. These major distinctions doesn't stop here. But this is really the first instance where we see this major distinction set completely in contrast. Because when you look at the Beatitudes, people in the world think they're valuable. Because it doesn't serve to help get them what they want in terms of world concept and world thinking. So what these do basically is they summarize what every disciple should be. And so that's why I say it lays the foundation of discipleship. And so these are things that we don't acquire instantaneously when we become a Christian. These come as a matter of maturity. These, in a sense, are of the fruits of Christian bears. These inner core values that a Christian has, from which all of our decisions, all of our judgments, all of our commitments arise from. And so they're very, very important to all of us. So what these are spiritual qualities that are greater than the concerns of the material mind. Why? Because the concerns of the material mind are temporal. What does that mean? Temporal means time bound. And if they're tying down the temporal, that means they're temporary. Because life is temporary on earth. Physical life on earth is temporary. But spiritual life is eternal. And so spiritual values take precedence over material values. Material values become second. Jesus guilty of that in Matthew chapter 6 and 7 and onward throughout the scriptures. The word blessed, and I'm not sure I mentioned this the last time, so I'll mention it today. It means basically be happy. And it implies someone who receives some divine favor. So Makarios can apply to people who are not Christians in terms of being happy, but in the context of the scripture, means getting things right with God. And when we have things right with God and our life is aligned with God's will, the more our life aligns with God's will, which we're really committed to seeking God through Christ and doing God's will, it has to be something. And nothing can take away from it. Nothing. The Apostle Paul was like that in situations he was in. What he went through in Jerusalem, what he went through in many other places, when he looked at 2 Timothy chapter 11, he went through some horrific problems he had to endure just because his church was cursed and his life was Jesus Christ. But if these core values have got him through that, look at chapter 4. You can't read much of what Paul writes, and you can look at the book of Philippians verse especially. Paul was not a down, weak, morose, depressed, discouraged kind of guy. He was happy. He rejoiced in suffering for the Lord. He rejoiced in what he did for the church. He rejoiced in the church's love for him. He rejoiced in his relationship with Christ and his journey to heaven. And we should rejoice about that too. Now, before I go on to the next slide, and we'll look at these three, hopefully as quickly as we possibly can, I want to mention Luke chapter 6. Some of you may have been thinking about that, but I mentioned Luke 6 last week. I don't know if I did. But in Luke 6, chapter 20, there are some Beatitudes, there are fewer, and some different things that Jesus said in Luke chapter 6. A lot of people think that Luke is writing about the same thing that Matthew reports in Matthew chapter 5, 6, and 7. It's not. There are some major differences there. In Luke chapter 6, verse 17, they're told that Jesus came down from a mountain where he was on to pray, and he was on a level place, or plain. In Matthew chapter 5, he went up into a mountain, that was in his Bible, falling up there. In Luke chapter 6, verses 1 through 5, or 1 through 6, I think it is, that account corresponds to the account back in chapter 12. And so Matthew chapter 12 is some time after Jesus presented the Sermon on the Mount. So what does that tell us? Is that Luke's account is later than Matthew's account. I don't know about you, but it's no surprise to me that Jesus would say similar things at different times to different people in different places. Doesn't that make sense? And so in Matthew 5 and Luke 6, Luke 7 aren't contradictory. They're talking about different places, different times, different people. And there are other comparisons like that in the scripture too, but I didn't know if any of you, maybe some of you cross-references to look at that, and there are those who suggest that we are the same again, at the same time, the same people, in the same place. The context in those cases tells us they're different, not the same time. And so Jesus did say similar things to different people, different times, different places. That's like you would, as you're going to evangelistic work with other people as well. And so those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Well, what's implied by that? Well, it's something that we want very good. It's something that's very, very important to us. If you look at 1 Peter chapter 2, the very first verse says, as newborn babes desire to concern also the word to improve their lives. Now, hungering and thirsting for righteousness is more than just hungering and thirsting for the word. But you have to get in your mind what it means to hunger. I've been hungry before. I've been so hungry I couldn't decide which fast food place to stop. But I'm telling you, I have seen people who were hungry. I've never suffered like that. There were times when I grew up, I had to mention with some of the folks there last night, they were talking about the baked beans, which were very, very, very good. Some people don't like beans. But if it wasn't for beans, we'd gone after a lot of time, but we didn't go hungry. We didn't go hungry. And basically what this means is that you are not just having an urge for something, but you're starving for it. That's what this means. I've seen people and worked with people and helped people who were literally starving. That's like that. And there are a lot of people in this world who are literally starving. And sadly, we can't help everybody, we can help some people. So what this means is we need to be starving for righteousness. And so we have to have the Word of God to tell us what righteousness is, but there's more that we have to do other than just read it, isn't there? And so go back to Lamentations, chapter 4, verse number 9. And this tells you what happens when you get too hungry. And so this is a fact. It says Jeremiah wrote, and he's talking about the grave situation Judah was in. They were in a horrible condition. It says, those slain by the sword are better off than those who die of hunger. For they pine away, stricken for lack of the fruits of the field. And so what Jeremiah is saying is dying of hunger is a long, horrible process. But the end is still death. And so if we don't hunger and thirst after righteousness, we may be well fed physically, but we are starving to death spiritually. And that's painful, because people don't know how to solve the problems of their life, they reach out in the wrong directions, and they never get comfort and the nourishment that they need. That can only come from God's Word. That can only come from Jesus. We saw the other lesson earlier, Jesus is the bread of life. And he offered the water of life. And so we need to be starving and thirsting for righteousness. And that's something that takes us a bit of time, I think, to get on. We kind of think it's like osmosis. You know what osmosis is, right? Osmosis is like kind of like if you lay a dry stone into a plate of water and it just soaks it up. That's osmosis. But we don't hunger and thirst for righteousness. Hunger and thirsting for righteousness means that we seek it out, we dig it up, we consume it, we metabolize it spiritually, and it becomes the food that we eat. We metabolize it, becomes part of us, so God's Word becomes a part of us. It becomes not just some of the things we think, it becomes how we think. And in a sense, it becomes what we think. And so discipleship, being a faithful disciple, means that we have to feel an urgent need for being the kind of person that God wants us to be. And give diligence to be approved of God. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. To give diligence means to put forth an effort. We want to be approved of God. We need to be seeking God's approval. We need to hunger for God's approval. Romans 12, verse 1 and 2 talks about not being conformed to the world, but being transformed by the renewing of our mind. By how do we do that? By knowing what to do, and then by reinforcing what we know by doing what we know we need to do. That's a very simple process. It's not complicated at all. It's a matter of conditioning. Yeah. We condition ourselves to do a lot of different things. Our brain is a very orderly organ. Let's put things in order. But sometimes we fight against that with tooth and nail. But when we put forth an effort to do something, we become conditioned to thinking that way. There were times in my past that it didn't matter to me one way or the other if I came to worship assembly. It just didn't matter. There were other things that needed to be done. But there was nothing that needed to be done that was more important than the worship assembly. And it was a process for me to get to the point, and it was a very long process for me to get to the point where I can't imagine missing one. I said before, I'm getting older, is our home and this is our congregation, I get to the point where I can't make it to work with them, but I want somebody to come crap on the backboard standing in the corner. You know, unless I've totally lost my mind, and I hope that doesn't happen. But this is, as I'm just trying to explain to you, that these things are, these changes come as a process. And they're not instantaneous. It's not like turning on a light. It's conditioned. It's being conditioned. So it's the kind of faith that God approves. So we want to be approved of God, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6, the kind of faith that He approves is those who diligently seek Him. And so we need people who hunger and thirst for a relationship with God. Go back with me to the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 5. That's another neat passage. I'm going to read to you verses 10 and 11 out of Ecclesiastes chapter 5. It says, he who loves silver will not be satisfied with silver, nor he who loves abundance with increase. This is also evident. When goods increase, they increase who eat them. To what profit have the hungry, except to see them with their eyes? And so there's always something that's taken away. Now there are some necessary things we need to take away, that we need to give to. We care about being merciful. That's when we care about other people in other situations. But the people with a worldly mindset cares about their own needs when they do it better. And so the disciples can't have that mindset. If Jesus thought that way, if you've ever got gathering, read Philippians chapter 2, starting in verse number 5. He thought it not robbery to be equal with God. He left heaven, came upon the earth, took upon himself the form of a man, humbled himself to become a servant, and was obedient to the death of the cross. In 2 Corinthians chapter 8, we're told that though he was rich, yet he became poor for our sakes, that we might become rich through him. That's the attitude of discipleship. And that's the kind of thing we need to seek it, because worldly things don't bring satisfaction. They just bring grief. They just want to want more. The spiritual things bring satisfaction, and they do so in a rich and wonderful way. Psalms 42, verses 1 and 2. Says that, and I was going to ask Dave to read this morning, I forgot to do it. Maybe you can read this those in Psalm with the deer pants for the water. As the deer pants for the water, did you see that David, the third Psalm? So pants my soul for you. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my food day and night, while they continually say to me, where is your God? So there were people who were challenging the psalmist to prove to him where God is. And the psalmist was saying, I already know where he is, and I hunger for him. As the deer pants for the water, so I long for you, the psalmist says. And that's the sense we need to have. Those who come to drink from the waters of the drink freely from the waters of the fountain of life. Says, whosoever will come. And should we not desire that? He's talking about heaven there. That's something we should desire. It should drive us. It should move us to seek a closer relationship with God and to live more like God would have us to live. And I'll be the first one with this. That's what sometimes takes effort. It doesn't come easy naturally. For the natural person, it's a challenge for us to do these things. But the fact of the matter is that the course of righteousness is a whole lot better than the course of the world. It may not be just as easy. Understand if you look at Matthew chapter 7, verses 13 and 14. You don't have to do anything to go to hell. You don't have to do anything. But to go to heaven, you have to seek. Luke says, describes their faith and go on to eternal life. So there are some things that we need to do. They're challenging. They're not challenging because they're hard to do. Really, when you think about it, what makes Christianity difficult is not that what God says to do is hard, it's the reaction we get from the world. And it's our love for the world. That's what makes it difficult. It's not because it's intrinsically difficult to do. It's because of the challenges that we have to face to make a decision to stop thinking like the world and start thinking like Jesus. Because the world's always pulling on us. There are things that happen. There are friends, there are people, there are peers, there are others, there are our wants and desires, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eye, and the pride of life. That's the challenge right there. That's the challenge. I think the story because it's actually on Facebook. I don't look at Facebook very often, but I do every now and then. I think Corey and Rick do stuff. I don't know. It says the devil, the name you do that, if the devil is walking you out of heaven. When did you see that? Go to preaching. That the devil can talk angels out of heaven. What makes you think he can talk you out of heaven? That was a good quote. That's a good quote. How do we resist that? We have to be steadfast in Brookville chapter 5, whom we resist, he's a warring one. He's going to gobble us up. Whom we resist steadfast in the faith. So only those who hunger and thirst for righteousness are going to be able to resist the devil to a very high degree. That's for those who know what they need most and hunger and thirst for it. But the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. This is not occasional compassion. This is a core value, the mercy that settles in our heart and our character. It's an attitude that we develop that becomes a core value along with the other two attitudes. It's not just what we do on occasion, it's how we think it becomes who we are. That Christians become merciful people, just like our God in heaven is a merciful God. Just like our Lord Jesus is a merciful Savior. We try to be as much like they are as we possibly can be. It means to be merciful toward them, be pitiful, be compassionate, again, not intermittently, but consistently. Consistently. You can't, and when I say we need to be merciful consistently, what I mean is we can't turn it off. It's not an emotion, it's a character trait. And when it becomes a character trait, we can't put the switch in front of it. We can't do it. So if we're able to flip the switch on being merciful to others, we need to grow just a little bit more. Luke chapter 6, verse 36. You want to be like God. I think that Ephesians chapter 5, verse 1. That be therefore followers of God as dear children, as beloved children. Well, this is what God wants us to do. Luke 6:36, therefore be merciful, just like your Father is also merciful. That was one of those things that Jesus said in a different time, a different place, to different people. If we want to be like God, then we need to develop that core value. What is it sometimes that stands against that core value? Being skeptical, being thankful. Because sometimes, when we help people, we get burned. Then we get to thinking, should I help these people to make this when they're going on drugs and alcohol? I think that there's evidence that they have done that in the past and they will do it in the future, then maybe we're justified. But when we don't know for sure, then we ought not hold us back from administering compassion to those people. There were people that walked away with ingratitude. You think it was ingratitude? That he did. The only one come back. And so mercy has to be one of those core values of Christians. It's one of those weightier matters of the law. Jesus is criticizing the leaders of the Jews and says, yeah, you tithe your net, your innocent, you do all that stuff, but you neglect the weightier matters of the law. The weightier matters of the law in that passage is justice, mercy, and faith. So we as disciples can't afford to neglect the weightier matters of the law. We can't afford to. And again, these developing disciples have core value. They become who we are. They become how we think. That's really what Paul was saying in Galatians chapter 3. That is no longer I, he said, but Christ who lives in me. So Paul is saying that he developed that faith. It took him a while probably to get that. But it still became a very close value to Paul. Romans 12, verse 8 says that we show mercy with cheerfulness, not grudgingly. Dr. Benson chapter 9 says you must get grudging women God loves. One time the Lord says the perfect purity God loves. It doesn't feel good. And so we're to give cheerfully to make us feel good to be there. And that's one of the things that the Apostle Paul told the Ephesian elders at Miletus. And I think it's Acts 20, verse 35. Says, remember how the Lord Jesus showed you that it's more blessed to give than you receive. And that's the same word from Barnabas. Makes you happy. Makes you happy. What makes you happy? Give something to somebody who gets it. If we have the right kind of mind, it makes you happy to give something. Someone who needs something to live to get on. James chapter 2, verse 17, and James chapter 3, James is contrasting the wisdom of the world with the wisdom that comes down from above, the wisdom that comes down from God. And in that passage, he tells us that that wisdom that comes down from God is full of mercy and good fruits. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Not like the ungrateful servant of Matthew chapter 18, who begged for forgiveness from his master and then mistreated the people that went under him. That wasn't merciful, man. He begged for mercy, but couldn't give himself. Not like that. So like the chemical tax collector in Luke 18, verse 13, who stood off in a distance by himself. Not like the Pharisee who was coming to the Lord, bragging how good he was. But like that chemical sinner that says, Lord, have mercy on me. That's the kind of attitude that we ought to have. James chapter 2, verse 13. Lord, this is sometimes these words are like a slap in the face. Like somebody putting cold water on it to break the fast. So what James says here is the judgment is without mercy to the one who has shown no mercy. Boy, I don't want to face Jesus like that. You? I sure don't. Mercy triumphs over judgment. So what does that mean? He said judgment is without mercy to the one who has shown no mercy. Just like I have this up there. It means that they will suffer the full penalty. The full penalty to their sin. That's not what disciples can do. They should seek to be merciful. Because they will receive him. The pure in heart is the last point. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. You know, that when I was memorizing the attitude, I ended up coming up on that. You know? I pray for that prayer. Help the Lord to be pure in heart. I want to see you. I want to see you call. I want to see you. That's a powerful thought. A single-mindedness of relationship. Verse 22, 23. That means to be dedicated to doing what the word of the Lord has taught us to do. It means to be committed to living and serving like a servant of Christ, like a child of God. It means to be focused on doing everything that we need to do as a child of God. And we can't do that without having our hearts cleansed from an evil conscience. That's what happens when we give ourselves to Christ. It doesn't happen because of the water in the baptistry. It happens because we understand why we're doing that. So Jesus has washed us with his blood. Why do we do it? Because we're sinners and we're going straight to hell if we don't? That's a fact. We do it because we love the Lord, because he first loved us. And we surrender ourselves to him. The blessings of surrender, the blessings of submission, are blessings that people with a worldly mindset will never understand and will never seek because they do not understand it. But the disciples are different. We look at things differently. We value things differently. And these become very, very important. Love approved of God only comes from your heart. So we're to love one another with a pure heart. Kind of this is agape. And so we really never reach that level of agape love until our hearts become pure. Our core values become the values of Jesus. But no, we'll never be perfect because they're so important that we just keep trying and we don't quit. You never ever say no to Jesus. You just like keep walking in his direction. I talk about the love approved of God. The word agape is a common Greek word. Greeks use it very regularly. But just like many, many other words such as faith, which is another Greek word, because everybody knows what that word was. But when you look at how the Bible defines it, it gives a whole different meaning to this common word. And when we reach the level of agape, like we read about in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 1 through 8, we're about ready to graduate. Because that kind of love can only be learned from God. It can only be learned from Jesus. It cannot be learned from the world. Yeah, the word is the same, but the definition is completely different. Completely. And so we need to be focusing on that. Be pure in heart so we can properly love our brethren, properly love the Lord, properly love God and his word and our Lord Jesus Christ. Romans chapter 1, verse number 21, talks about the Gentile situation. That though they knew God, they did not glorify him as God. And they became wicked in their thoughts and imaginations. And God gave them over to the despond. There are no blessings in putting God anywhere but absolutely perfect. There are no blessings for those who knew God and did not glorify him as God. And so we don't want to be Christians who just kind of dangle, kind of roll along. Because if something like that's the case, we're going to break. And we'll just search the water for it. We don't want that to do it. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Now there's a way that we see him right now, but it's a spiritual way, right? We see him in his word, we see him in his service, we see him in each other. So, there's another way we're going to see it. That's when we graduate from this life and do one to the next. We don't flunk out of the school of humanity. That's the devil's need. We graduate and we will want a better place, a higher place where we will be free. And we will see God. We will see Jesus. I don't want all those things happening before. Absolutely good. And it is a horrible thing to raise the life that God has put in and not graduate the school. We don't want to flunk out of life. We want to put our best effort into it because one time is next one. Blessed are those that pure in heart, those that purify their souls, and that will preach peace to them. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 22. the Beatitudes lay that foundation for discipleship. You set the kingdom of heaven in contrast with the and they are such different. Very few similarities. Most of the similarities aren't that important. Kingdom of heaven is different. The citizens of the kingdom of heaven are different people. They think differently than people in the world. What's important for them is what's important for people. It's not surprising to find that people in the world think what's important is not important. But we have an investment in eternity. What God has invested in us. And He said His Son to die for it. And He invested Jesus to die for us. Because He loves us. He wants us to be saved. So in addition to being poor in spirit, one who mourns for loss and need, only those who hunger and thirst for righteousness will be satisfied. No satisfaction in the pursuit of anything else. Only those who help others in their need will receive mercy and judgment. That's a core value, not as a periodic thing. But what makes us tick. That's what the attitude are. What makes us tick. And again, these are things that respond to conditions. You don't have to know the context. And only the pure in heart will see God and His salvation and then eternity. God leads you. Nothing. The lesson on endurance after time. I hope that He forgives me if He thought they have me in these days. We're going to be done. I've done that, I've done that in the past before the water. But every time I study these with that, they never study, they never get old. They're like the miracle growing on the plant. You know? The plant gets weak and it gets wobbly, and something wrong with that plant. When you look at the water, it's a miracle growing, bang, like that. This is not a miracle growing. Hopefully we'll let it give us one. And we need it to know. If there's anyone here this morning who's not a Christian, why not? It doesn't make any sense to wait any longer. If you believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, you want to attack that. You repent of your sins, just 2 minutes of the day. Be baptized in the Christ. God will raise you to walk in His life. Jesus will write your name in the Lamb of God. You have the church here to help you keep that name from being watered out. If you are a Christian, you know you have a need to come to Jesus. What better day? God's given you His confidence. If you have the need, that means God is coming. Let's stand to the day of Jesus.
O Savior, Thou art King. So the Savior waits for Thee. Hear His words of tender pleading. Hear His praise, just come to me. He is the Son, promptly calling on thy ear. way